The Info tab now displays the interdependencies between probe and parameters items. If you select the miscellaneous toolbar to create a probe and parameters item on the left hand side, select the probe tool and the approach distance, search and retract distances, for example. In this case, we'll set the approach distance as 5 and the search distance as 8 and the retract distance as 5. Click OK. With the default probe and parameters item selected, if you click on the Info tab at the bottom of the screen, we can see that there isn't a reference item and that the default probe and parameters are referenced by probe and parameters 5. If we now click on the probe and parameters 5 item in the sequence tree, we can see that the reference item is a default probe and parameters item and that in itself the probe and parameters item 5 isn't actually referenced by anything. It's also important to note at this point that the approach, search and retract distances that we specified earlier, 5, 8 and 5, that these are also displayed here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create another probe and parameters item, probe and parameters item 6. This time the reference item will be probe and parameters 5, and for this probe we're going to update the approach distance to 3 mil and the retract distance to 3 millimeters as well. Because our reference item is probe and parameters 5, the distances that we don't change remain the same as in probe and parameters 5. In the Info tab, you can now see the interdependencies between the probe and parameters item. Select the probe and parameters 6 in the sequence tree on the left hand side and then click on the Info tab, and you can see that the reference item is probe and parameters item 5, and in the distances section of the table you can see that the search distance is taken from probe and parameters 5 and that the go to blend radius is taken from the default probe and parameters item.